Welcome to the Corona Open J-Bay. Day one of the event window, July 2nd. And competition's going to get underway with an exciting heat to kick things off. Jordy Smith, Michael February, and Frederico Morais, a finalist here last year. Looking forward to watching him perform in this contest, but we had a quick start for the man representing Portugal, Frederico Morais. Nice little slice off the top to get started here, Pete.
Well, and we had two huge sets right before the start of this one, the biggest sets of the morning. So it's been a great start. I mean, here we are, first day, first wave of this event, and sure enough, we got some beautiful overhead surf at J-Bay. I'm excited.
Just loved the form Jordy's showing. He looks great on some of the new equipment that he's experimenting with. We'll see how he looks here at Jeffreys Bay. Generally, it's a special kind of show. He's picked off a medium-sized ride, just pacing himself at the moment, which really is the key to this place. Drives up into the bowl, goes to the layback jam, up into the pocket once again, jams that one. Just keeping that down the line flow. Nice little float. Tucks into the barrel on the inside. That one's going to stretch out though. He won't find the exit.
It kind of slows the speed, shows a little bit out of control, so not going to be a huge score. In contrast to Jordy, different, you know, much more stout, solid on his feet, and he drives through the maneuvers. He's able to finish that turn. Unfortunately, this wave is a much smaller wave, especially in those two big sets we saw earlier. So it's going to affect the score there, being that it's not one of those bigger waves. But I feel like Jordy wanted to get kind of, get started, get loose, get that feeling, get warmed up. Again, this is from down the point, taking a look at this wave. And, especially when you've got waves that are double the size in a 40-minute heat, this is generally a wave, unless, with all this wind, you don't see that he could probably do anything innovative, progressive, because that board will just get flung out of your feet. So this was really just a warm-up wave.
Waiting on the numbers of Jordy's opening ride to drop. Meanwhile, Michael February picks one off out the back. Surfing with a lot of speed, hopping off the bottom there, up into the pocket. Still just waiting for this wave to slow up a little bit so we can throw in that big major turn. And this is where he's going to try and lay into it. Nice little projection re-entry there. And goes to a layback to finish. And hangs onto it. So a nice complete ride. You could see he was kind of chasing that pocket for the majority of that ride though.
I don't see the score going too high, but he's definitely warmed up now. A little different equipment for him. Very narrow in the board. He's got that narrow stance. He's tall and lanky. So your boards kind of start to look like you a little bit. And that works really well for him. And again, he's got this unique style to him, and that's what I would love to see him showcase. It's just these different lines and show a point of difference. This final move here, he gets a little release. That's in a way a bit of a mistake.
Obviously, it's just the way the seating fell, but we've got two South Africans out there in the lineup. A big crowd on hand here for day one of the event window. Jordy Smith up at the moment. He had a 5 on his first wave, and he's going to lose his footing there. Interesting to note, in the free surfing sessions in the lead up to this first day competition, not a lot of wind, so not really too much opportunity for the competitors to get comfortable in similar conditions to this. So it just feels like they're just kind of getting set out there and just finding their place at the moment. Big news this morning, Joel Parkinson's announced his retirement. He's going to surf each event until the end of the season, wrapping things up at the Pipeline Masters, but that's going to place a lot of importance on this event. His last at J-Bay in 2018. As Frederico goes searching for the lead here, chasing a 2.24. Not a big number. Nice looking wave that he's got himself. And one of the more quality cars in this heat so far. Unloaded already, finds a bit of cover through the inside. Moving down towards the impossible section. What kind of finish can he put on this ride? Almost goes over the handlebars, but recovers well. Gets that layback jam in. And he's going to opt out.
Well, that'll be his best wave.
Yeah.
Yet you're surfing a heat, and so I think you got to look at Jordy and how smart he is. He realizes that sometimes it just can shut down out here, and so you got to make do with what sets you have. Got to ride waves to get points. Again, setup moves here, but this is where this wave starts to open up, and that's that carve that he is known for. Again, showing his variety, riding the top of the lip, getting a barrel here. So those three string of major maneuvers there, and this one to finish it out. This is where the meat of the score is coming from. Stumble right here, keeps it together. Just one more maneuver and then kicks out. So I feel like he missed an opportunity with that final move just by kicking out.
And if he wants to get himself back into title contention again, he has to make a move here at Jeffreys Bay. Michael February up at the moment. Not looking for a whole lot at this stage. A 5.84 will get him into the lead. Nice hook off the top. Love that. Really drawn out approach. Cutting back into the bowl. Now setting up the barrel on the inside. Has a good line through this one.
You look at Michael February, sets this wave up, but look at the pace of this wave when he gets around this corner here. And this is where the wave is just that right speed so you can finish your maneuvers. There he's able to get the nose pointed back into that section, sees that it's going to have a barrel down the line, and I felt like he was going to be right there. He took that high line. You know, these barrels aren't necessarily big, open, wide, thick barrels.
Just gets clamped inside. Meanwhile, out the back, the top seed in this heat, Jordy Smith finds one. Some elements to deal with out here at the moment. That wind is howling. But no problem for Jordy. Uses all that weight and that long body to draw through that turn. Tucking into the barrel himself. Has a nice line through this one. It's going to hold open, but can he punch through the curtain? He doesn't find his way through. So an opportunity to drop a good score there.
We're going to watch Jordy here in this first one. So second wave of the set. This wave broke outside of the whitewater line. You'll see it kind of start to get into the wave a little bit, which makes it a little bit more difficult on top of all that extra wind. But those beautiful arcs, drives through those maneuvers, holds the rail all the way through. You know, this barrel here wanted it to kind of run down the line, but realizes there's the section. And then at the end, that little tap of water on your shoulder slows you down so quickly.
This is definitely one of those waves by which all other waves are judged, especially right-handers. All the surfers on the championship tour love this ride. It just offers you so much opportunity to really showcase your surfing. Frederico Morais has been showcasing some brilliant surfing so far. He's out in front and looking to replace a 3.5. Not sure he'll do it with that one.
Frederico trying to back up this 6.5 on a smaller wave. Looked like it was going to have that pace to give him those maneuvers done. Again, he's trying to really, I think he's really trying to work on showcasing a lot of variety. You know, the different angles in which he's able to go into those carves. Saw that there was a mid-size set and wanted to back up the 6.5, but didn't work out for him.
Michael February, meanwhile, on the outside. He's got a beautiful looking wall here. Nice and clean. Loading up with some speed, taking that high line, and then lets go of that line to generate some speed to get around the section. This wave just stretching out on him, though, and he's going to struggle to chase down this final section.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the reasons why wave selection is so important here, is you got to have a wave that's going to give you the right pace to be able to get those combination of major moves. And the combination of major moves generally are going to be linked back to back to back. Do another maneuver, you want to link them together, top to bottom. That's what Jordy's so good at. And actually, Michael is good at as well, but unfortunately, this wave just didn't give him that ability. I mean, he had to chase these sections down, and so there, he's picking up a ton of speed just to be able to make the wave. And he does get around it, but he lost a little speed sitting off the bottom. And then the wave stretches out one more time, and again, he's like disjointed slightly. You know, the wave pool, or sorry, the wave system, the surf ranch. That's a place that he's been able to do very well.
Well, let's see what he can do with this wave. Hasn't really converted just yet in this heat. Has had a couple of falls. Picked off a nice pace ride. Needs to get going here, though. So just biding his time, waiting for this thing to slow up so he can lay down something big on the inside. Hammers that section. We'll get a couple more hits in. No, he's going to go to the barrel. And Jordy always has a go at sticking that end section. Nice little float on the inside.
So 5.01 needed to move into the top position. Again, you're trying to have comparisons. Again, head high wave. How strong are these maneuvers on the outside section? Again, probably had to cut them a little bit short just to make sure that he can keep that momentum and speed down the line. I think another one is how deep does he get in this little inside barrel? Does it actually disappear from view? Nice layback there, and the inside section. I don't know, it might be right there. Close, that's for sure. So in that top 5 picture, Ton of Brazilians going for it. Here we go.
Look at these lines. Frederico Morais. This could be his opportunity. A big wall stretching out in front of him. Drives up into this first section. Just a set-up turn. Nice steep wall here. Again, just maintaining a down-the-line flow, waiting. Just being very patient with this ride. Doesn't want to overcook it out the back. Knows that the scoring opportunity's here on the inside. Now starting to link some turns together. So only needed a 3.67.
I think you got it. So the wave choice being the first one of the set, and on the outside section, he just had to race down the line. Finds the middle part of the wave here where it slows up, but it wasn't a steep section for that first carve. This was the first real section there. He snaps it. Again, seeing that it's going to move down the line very quickly, had to cut the turn a bit short. Wasn't really able to lay the rail in. And, you know, again, this whole entire wave, he really didn't get the ability to drive through his maneuvers. Most of them were kind of snapping type of maneuvers. And I think that if you're going to do that here at J-Bay, you got to be able to do it in combination with those driving kind of rail turns. That's where you're going to see the numbers start to increase.
Wall that he could really lay into. Michael February picked up a wave on the outside too, Pete.
Yeah, that was the second wave of the set. And this entire set with the angle of the swell.
Somewhat of a down-the-line flow. He is going to get himself the lead, though. A 5.43 for that last ride for Morais. And Jordy now, with 3 minutes to go, is picking off an insider and tries to go all out on the first section. Really has to, because the wave is smaller. Given the surfers plenty of time out there. We've seen a lot of waves ridden already in this first heat. Still some time on the clock, 20 seconds to go. Michael February having a look at this insider. Looks over his shoulder. He knows that he's going to have his work cut out on this smaller insider. Just generating a lot of speed. It's kind of grown down the line. So if he really rips in here, who knows? He might just be able to turn in an excellent score. Beautiful morning here at Jeffreys Bay. Always get those sensational sunrises. Michael February surfing into the light there. Behind him, Jordy Smith had a wave, but wasn't able to turn it into a decent number. So Frederico Morais is going to get the first heat win here at Jeffreys Bay in 2018. Another big heat about to hit the lineup. Michelle Perez, Sebastian Zietz, and Ian Gavea.